Good morning, children. Let us learn a lesson today. The title of the lesson is The Portrait of a Lady, written by Kushan Singh. This is the first chapter from your prose textbook. Okay. So, what do you mean by portrait? You know one meaning, that is a picture or a painting. But here it is a detailed description of a person, a detailed description of a lady. That is none but the grandmother of the author Kushan Singh. This portrait of lady is a real story of the writer's grandmother. Okay? She was a lady, and the writer wanted to tell something about her and the company that he keeps with his grandmother, the bond of relation that he has with his grandmother. Okay, so we will learn it in detail. Okay, so all of you take page number 1 of your textbook. Okay. Okay, children, the text, The Portrait of a Lady, written by Kushan Singh. And before we read the real story of the author about his grandmother, let us see some of the expressions used in the text. The thought was almost revolting, an expanse of pure white serenity, a turning point, accepted her seclusion with resignation, a veritable bedlam of chirrupings, frivolous rebukes, the sagging skins of the dilapidated drums. So we will come across these things in the text. Okay, and we will discuss about it. So, shall we begin then? So as I told you already, it is all about the narration of the grandmother, and I have sent you one video presentation about the same. I hope all of you have gone through the video presentation, and I also hope all of you have understood what the story about. Now, considering the examination, we have to go in detail. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was an old woman. She had been old and wrinkled for the 20 years that I had known her. People said that she had once been young and pretty and had even had a husband. But that was hard to believe. My grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece in the drawing room. He wore a big turban and loose-fitting clothes. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest, and he looked at least 100 years old. He did not look the sort of person who would have a wife or children. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. As for my grandmother, being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. She often told us of the games she used to play as a child that seemed quite absurd and undignified on her part, and we treated it like the fables of the prophets she used to tell us. So, dear children, the first paragraph tells us about the physical appearance of the grandmother, and she's an old lady, no doubt in it, and one could see wrinkles on her face, and here author could see the same wrinkles for the last 20 years, and he could not even believe that once upon a time this grandmother was a pretty lady having a husband. And again, the grandfather's photo portrait was hanging on the mantelpiece. What do you mean by mantelpiece? Children, write down mantelpiece. Okay. The word mantelpiece means a shelf above a fireplace. All of you write down a shelf above a fireplace. So the photo was hanging above the shelf, okay, in the drawing room, and his appearance is he's with a big turban. You know what the turban is? The cloth tied on your head is called turban, okay, and a loose fitting clothes, and he has got big beard that covered the best part of his chest, and he too looked like as if he was 100 years old. And author Kushanda could not even believe that that person had a wife and children. What he could believe is maybe his grandfather might have hundreds of grandchildren or lots of grandchildren. Okay. So the idea that this grandmother was once pretty, that was almost revolting. Okay, what do you mean by revolting? That he cannot even believe it. That's it. The thought was almost revolting, right? And she often told the children, including Kushan Singh, about the games she used to play when she was a child, and that was quite absurd. Absurd means not good here, and undignified, irrespectable. Okay, all of you write down the word meaning: undignified, irrespectable. Okay, and they thought it like the fables. Fables means stories that she used to tell to them. Okay, children, I hope all of you understood. The first paragraphs is giving us the introduction of grandmother and grandfather, and for the child Kushan Singh, it was very difficult for him to believe that both were young ones. Okay. Now coming to the second paragraph, she had always been short and fat and slightly bent. Her face was a crisscross of wrinkles running from nowhere to everywhere. No, we were certain she had always been, as we had known her, okay, old, so terribly old that she could not have grown older, and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. She hobbled about the house in spotless white, with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stoop, and the other telling the beads of her rosary. Her silver locks were scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face, and her lips constantly moved in inaudible prayer. Yes, she was beautiful. She was like the winter landscape in the mountain, as an expanse of pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. So dear children, the second paragraph is again a continuation about her physical appearance. You can see that grandmother is short by height and fat by size and slightly bent. Because of old age, she is bent now. Her face was a crisscross. Already it is said in the first paragraph. Wrinkles are there, many lines are there, starting from nowhere and ending in nowhere. Okay, and she was terribly old. For the last 20 years, the author could see her in the same position. No changes there. Okay, and it was very difficult for him to believe once upon a time his grandmother was pretty or beautiful, and she hobbled, walking, that is hobbling is kind of walking with difficulty, around the house with spotless white cloth. She prefers white clothes, and she keeps one of her hands on her waist to balance from the stoop, the bend she had, and the other hand she would be telling the beads, reading the beads, beads of rosary. What you call rosary? Japamala. Okay, you may have seen saints or a holy person holding a rosary, a mala, okay, having beads on it, and will recite Om Namah Shivaya, Om Sri Krishnaya Namah, like that. The same way, here the lady grandmother was quite religious, and she was telling the beads of her rosary. Okay, clear? And her hair, locks here stands for what you call hair. Her hair, white hair scattering, spreading untidily. She is not combing it properly, and her face pale. There is no blood, as if there is no blood on her face. I mean, she is old, that's why it looks pale and yellow. Puckered face, okay, having wrinkles, and her lips continuously moving with inaudible prayers. Yes, she was beautiful even at this age. She was like the winter landscape, a piece of land, landscape in the mountain, an expanse of pure white serenity. Her white hair and her white appearance is just like an expanse of pure white serenity, okay, breathing peace and contentment. What is contentment? Satisfaction. Peace, you know what peace is. Okay, children. We shall continue with one more paragraph here. My grandmother and I were good friends. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city, and we were constantly together. She used to wake me up in the morning and get me ready for school. She said her morning prayer in a monotonous sing-song while she bathed and dressed me, in the hope that I would listen and get to know it by heart. I listened because I loved her voice but never bothered to learn it. Then she would fetch my wooden slate, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk, a tiny earthen ink pot, and a red pen. Tie them all in a bundle and hand it to me. After a breakfast of a thick stale chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it, we went to school. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs. So children, now we will come to know that grandmother and boy Kushanth having a good bond of love, and Kushanth's parents left him in the village along with grandmother, and the parents were living in the city. Okay, so the boy Kushanth was living with his grandmother, and grandmother would prepare him food. For example, here his routine, the routine starts from the morning prayer. Okay, she would start with her prayer in a monotonous, in a boring for the child, a boring sing song, and she would bathe boy Kushanth and would dress him up for the school, and the grandmother would deliberately recite the sing song or the prayer so that the author learn it by heart. Okay, but he would listen, no doubt in it, and then they would and she would fetch the wooden slate. Wooden slate would be ready after a wash and plastered with yellow chalk, tied with a yellow chalk, and a tiny earthen ink pot. Okay, not like the present day we have modern ink pots, but those days it is in a earthen pot. Okay, and a red pen, and tie them in all in one bundle, and will hand over to author, and they will have breakfast, and that would be stale chapatis. What do you mean by stale chapatis? Old chapatis prepared the previous night. Okay, and that would be applied with some butter and sugar, and they would eat. And not only that, the grandmother would carry several stale chapatis for the village dogs. She is very generous. Another good quality of the grandmother is she is very generous. Earlier I told you that she was very religious. Now another quality is that she is very generous. Okay children, today we will have the first 3 paragraphs only. Before we conclude for the day, let us make a quick review of what you have learned. So children, it is all about Kushan Singh's grandmother, a portrait, a detailed description of a person, and he has got his grandmother alive by the time, and he lost his grandfather already, and his photo was hanging in the drawing room, and he gives a detailed description of the physical appearance of the lady, that she was short and fat and slightly bent, and her dress code white clothes, and her hair silver, just like silver color, and she was just like an expanse of pure white serenity, right? And how his grandmother made ready him for the school. Okay, that is the third paragraph. And the routine of the author: morning with morning prayer, then taking a bath, getting ready for the school. By then grandmother would make ready his slate and chalk and the ink, and they would take breakfast and would go with other several stale chapati for the village dogs. Okay children, all of you read it thoroughly with a loud reading as well as silent reading. That's a part of learning prose, okay, language skills: listening, reading, writing, okay, speaking and writing. LSRW: listen, speak, read and write. Okay, that's all for the day. Bye.